What Beth saying, "I will avenge you," at John Dutton's funeral in Yellowstone means. After Beth learns her father died in Yellowstone Season 5, Part 2, it is only a matter of time before she seeks vengeance, and she certainly does during the finale. Kelly Reilly's Beth has been a significant presence in the Paramount Network neo-Western drama since its beginning. Whether fans love or hate her, Beth is one of Yellowstone's most important characters. So it makes sense why Beth has such a big role in the finale, and why she is the one to avenge John Dutton by the time Yellowstone comes to an end. Beth had a very close relationship with her father in Yellowstone. After discovering he had been killed, Beth's emotions get the best of her, to no one's surprise. And it's honestly baffling that she holds off on getting revenge for as long as she does. However, attending John's funeral during the Yellowstone Season 5 finale is just the push Beth needs. After saying goodbye to him, Beth seeks justice for her father's murder, and nothing is going to stop her from getting it by the end of Yellowstone Season 5, Episode 14, Life is a Promise. Beth struggles to get through John's funeral in Yellowstone Season 5, Episode 14 without breaking down. She even tells Carter that she doesn't want to be there. Nevertheless, Beth pushes through, and when it's time to say goodbye to her father, she makes him a promise. Beth whispers to John's coffin, "I will avenge you," referring to her brother, Jamie. She knows that Jamie was involved in their father's assassination, and to avenge John, she believes she must kill Jamie. Beth leaves the funeral and attacks Jamie at his house. After he almost chokes her to death, Rip arrives and holds Jamie back while Beth stabs him. Beth and Jamie's sibling rivalry in Yellowstone has been going on since they were young. He had her sterilized without her consent, and she has hated him ever since. So John's death gives Beth an excuse to finally get rid of Jamie. Before John's murder, Jamie filed articles of impeachment against him and was sleeping with a woman, Sarah Atwood, who wanted to ruin the Duttons. Shortly after learning her father died, Beth confronts Jamie, knowing he played a part in John's death. Later, Beth finally decides to act on her need to avenge John, which is why she kills Jamie. Beth wholeheartedly believes that killing Jamie will bring John the justice he deserves in Yellowstone Season 5, Part 2. However, perhaps her hatred is a bit misguided. While Jamie told Sarah he wanted his father dead at the end of Yellowstone Season 5, Episode 8, he stupidly didn't think she would actually arrange John's execution. So when assassins staged John's suicide during the Season 5, Part 2 premiere, Jamie is shell-shocked. Sarah hired the killers without telling Jamie, but it's not like he is 100% innocent. Jamie expressed a desire to see his father dead, giving Sarah the green light to order John's assassination in the Yellowstone Season 5, Part 2 premiere. Then he finds out about Sarah's actions and does nothing with this knowledge. So even though Jamie didn't pull the trigger, he is just as guilty as Sarah is in Beth's mind, which is why she feels justified in killing her brother. If Sarah was still alive in Yellowstone Season 5, Episode 14, Beth certainly would have taken her to the train station too. Perhaps Beth killing Jamie during Yellowstone Season 5's ending doesn't completely honor John's legacy, but Case's actions in the finale do. One of Season 5, Part 2's dominant themes is the Duttons' struggle to keep the ranch. After John's death, they can't afford the taxes, meaning the government and greedy corporations will likely take over the land and turn it into a tourist destination. However, Case devises a plan to save the ranch at the end of Yellowstone Season 5, Episode 13. To protect the land, the Duttons must sell it. They can't afford to maintain ownership, but they can hand the Yellowstone over to someone who will take good care of it, Chief Thomas Rainwater. Case offers to sell the ranch to Chief Rainwater and the Broken Rock Reservation for $1.25/acre. This price lowers the land's taxes, allowing the tribe to take over without worrying about money. Chief Rainwater agrees, of course, and Yellowstone's ending finally fulfills 1883's prophecy. The rights to the Yellowstone return to its original owners, while the Duttons remain buried on the property, and John's living children honor his legacy by starting ranches of their own. After Beth kills Jamie and seemingly gets away with it, she can finally move on with her life, leaving all her burdens back in Paradise Valley during the neo-Western drama's finale. Beth and Rip buy a new ranch 2 hours away from the Yellowstone in Dillon, Montana. They want to live a nice, quiet life away from tourists. So their home after leaving the Yellowstone is perfect for them. Beth and Rip bring Carter along with them to Dillon, and the ending of Yellowstone previews the family's new life together. Rip and Carter work on the ranch, while Beth finds the perfect bar in town. Their story will continue in the upcoming Yellowstone spin-off featuring Beth and Rip. It's unknown if Carter will appear, meaning Beth murdering her brother might be an important part of her arc in her next show. Beth Dutton's declaration at her father John Dutton's funeral, "I will avenge you," is a powerful culmination of her character's deep-seated loyalty, fierce love, and unyielding determination. To understand the significance of these words, one must delve into Beth's complex relationship with John, the battles the Dutton family has faced, and the ethos that drives Yellowstone's gripping narrative. John Dutton, the patriarch of the Dutton family, represents the unbreakable link between man and land. His life's mission has been to protect the Yellowstone Ranch from external forces seeking to exploit it. The ranch isn't just land to the Duttons. It's a legacy, a symbol of their identity, and a sacred bond between generations. For Beth, John was more than just a father. He was her anchor, her mentor, and the one person who shared her unwavering commitment to the ranch's survival. Her declaration then is not merely a promise of revenge, but a vow to uphold her father's legacy and ensure the ranch remains in Dutton hands, no matter the cost. Throughout Yellowstone's narrative, Beth's character has been a relentless force of nature. She's been the family's sharpest weapon in their war against corporate greed, land developers, and political adversaries. Her love for John has always been at the heart of her motivations. Despite their occasional clashes, Beth's respect for her father's vision and her willingness to protect the family's interests at all costs have defined her arc. Saying "I will avenge you" at his funeral underscores her willingness to channel all her rage, intelligence, and resources into ensuring that those responsible for his demise face the consequences. The declaration also reveals a deeper layer of Beth's character, her inability to let go. John's death is not just a loss to her. It's an attack on everything she holds sacred. By vowing vengeance, Beth is clinging to the fight, refusing to let her father's mission die with him. This reaction is quintessential Beth, a woman who transforms grief into action, pain into purpose. She sees revenge not just as justice, but as a way to maintain control in a world that has taken so much from her. Beth's words also carry a chilling sense of foreboding. Revenge, while cathartic, often comes at a high price. Yellowstone has consistently explored themes of morality, loyalty, and the gray areas of justice. Beth's path to vengeance is likely to be fraught with moral dilemmas and collateral damage. Will her need for retribution blind her to the potential consequences? Could her actions alienate her from the remaining members of her family or lead to unintended tragedies? The line between avenger and oppressor is thin, and Beth's journey could test her resolve and humanity in unprecedented ways. Another layer to Beth's declaration is its impact on the Dutton family dynamic. John's death leaves a vacuum in the family's leadership. While Case, Jamie, and Rip each have their roles within the family, Beth's vow positions her as the emotional and strategic center of the family's resistance. Her relationship with Rip, already tested by their shared traumas and fierce loyalty to the ranch, will undoubtedly evolve as Beth's quest for vengeance unfolds. Rip, a man deeply devoted to Beth and the Duttons, may find himself torn between supporting Beth's mission and questioning the toll it takes on her and their future together. The broader context of Yellowstone's world also amplifies the weight of Beth's words. The Duttons have always faced enemies, from land developers and rival ranchers to corrupt politicians and environmental activists. John's death is almost certainly the result of one of these long-standing conflicts. Beth's vow to avenge her father is not just personal. It's a declaration of war against anyone who dares threaten the Dutton legacy. Her intelligence and ruthlessness make her a formidable adversary, but they also paint a target on her back. As Beth takes on the mantle of Avenger, she'll undoubtedly attract new enemies and intensify existing conflicts, raising the stakes for everyone involved.